I understand.
All right, I don't know if you guys have heard, the NBA playoffs actually start tomorrow. Yeah, today's basketball Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yesterday's show was dedicated to breaking down the Western Conference, so today we look east. And we start with the 1-8 matchup, Raptors-Wizards. A tale of two seasons for both these teams. The Raptors, led by their stars DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, finished atop the East with 59 wins. And then you have the Wizards, who scuffled along for chunks of the year, had John Wall missing 41 games, and he only returned the last 2 weeks. Our big stat for the series is about one of the most underrated players. It's that guy right there, DeMar DeRozan. He averaged 9.2 points a game on drives, which is significant because the Wizards rank in the bottom third of the NBA in defending such drives, Jalen. Will they be able to figure out a way to protect the lane from both he and Kyle Lowry?
They consistently will not be able to do so because DeMar DeRozan improved his three-point shot. He's unstoppable at getting to the basket. He's terrific at getting to the free throw line. That's the strength of his game, which is why he's been a consistent 25-point scorer in the league. So the Washington Wizards, they don't have bigs that block shots either. And so Gortat and Morris, they will be constantly under attack in isolation situations, in pick and roll situations, definitely in transition. That's the main reason why I feel like the Toronto Raptors have an edge and will win this series.
Can I ask you, as far as the matchups in this particular series, what would you say if you had to pick the most important?
The all-star backcourts for both squads. And here's the unique thing about this series. If neither one of these teams advance past the first round, one of them has to make significant changes. Because when you have John Wall and Bradley Beal, you're paying them the level of money that you're paying them. And they've accomplished so much in the game so far, especially for Beal early in his career. Same with Lowry, same with DeRozan. These teams had high-level expectations. They've been knocking on the door the last couple of years.
Yep.
This isn't the Washington Wizards as an 8th seed is already a disappointment. So if they're not able to get out of the first round, I expect to see big-time changes for whichever team loses this series.
Look, Washington, to your point, looked like the team on the come in the Eastern Conference for a little while there, and they like to talk about it too. Like last year, there are a lot of things they said after that playoff loss about how Cleveland didn't want any part of us, which really rubbed me the wrong way because, win the game if you want to get to the next round. But they feel like a dysfunctional mess, right? The Raptors, they feel like a family. They don't always play big in the playoffs, but the Raptors feel like a cohesive group. The Wizards, first, they were better off without John Wall, then they don't like John Wall, then they were losing without John Wall. It feels like that is something of a dysfunctional mess from the outside. Is that an accurate perception?
It has been an accurate perception, but none of that matters once the game starts. That's the beauty of playoff basketball. And they have young players they need to produce. Otto Porter Jr., Kelly Oubre. They need those guys to be really productive to make players like DeMar DeRozan work on the defensive end.
I think what I find fascinating about this series in particular, compared to all the other series, is that the potential for both these teams to be great on any given day is always there. So whereas you have teams where I'm expecting the Rockets to come out and be great, I think those will just be competitive fun. I don't know which version of these two teams is going to show up from day to day, and that is adding to the excitement level for me. It may not be a good reason, but it's certainly there.
And that would scare me.
Yeah,
Knowing
you're a
that
fan,
consistently you don't know what you're going to get night in and night out. And that goes to what you were saying. If you don't win, if either one of these teams, whoever loses this, again, it has to be blown up because you can't invest that much money into a team and you can't even get past out of the first round. That's ridiculous.
All right, it's crazy to say it's a 1-8 reminder, but who do you think wins and why?
I'm calling this a sense of urgency series. It's the only one in the Eastern Conference that features 4 total All-Stars from this year. I think the Toronto Raptors with home court advantage as a consistent performer this year advances in 6 games.
Yeah, I'll take less. I think they'll win it in 5 games. Look, I'd love to see them make this a series, and it wouldn't stun me. But the Wizards have been too up and down, to your point. I have to believe the Raptors are going to show up in this series with the season they've just had and play well. I think their struggles come in front of them. I think that the field broke pretty well in front of them. I have to believe the Raptors will play better.
I'm going to say in 6. Raptors have heard enough noise from everyone in the media. I think now is their time.
All right, that wraps up the beginning of our Eastern Conference preview, but we